be in the graduating class of 2016, and I did my EE in history.
Hi, my name is Luisa Baldi, and I'm in the graduating class of 2016, and the subject of my EE is psychology.
So we are going to start off by talking about the research question, which is hands down the hardest part of the EEs.
Hands down.
But it is the hardest part because if you don't have a good research question, if you have a research question but you cannot go enough in depth in it, you will not get a good grade.
And the research question, most importantly, needs to be concise. It needs to be in depth, that you know what you're going to be able to write, and the grader can easily tell what you're going to write for your question.
But the thing is that the EE research question can't be, like she said, it has to be concise. It can't be general. So you can't be like, oh, I'm going to write about like World War II in general. And you also can't be too specific, because then you're going to get stuck in a rut and you're like, oh, this is all I have to talk about and it's 1,000 words. So you have to find that like happy medium where it's like, okay, it's not general, but it's not too specific. It's concise. It's like a short, thorough question where you can develop that into a 3,000, 4,000 word essay.
And an example of a short, not so great question that's too general would be, in World War II, what was Hitler's influence?
There are
so many answers
so
for
much
that.
stuff. And also, you don't want a research question that like is obvious. You have to like ask why. Ask yourself why.
You can answer the question, your question, in 2 or 3 sentences. You need to find a new question. So, good key terms to look at when you're doing your question are examine the blah 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 blah. To what extent does the blah blah blah. Advisors.
Very important.
There are 2 types. The first type is very hands-on advisor, who is going to be really there for you for support and for answering any sort of questions you have, whether they be super important on the structure or whether they be something as small as, do I cite this source? And the answer is yes, cite everything.
The other type of advisor is a less hands-on advisor, which some of you may get.
Less hands-on, so less of this. More of,
We can't be friends. Stop.
a gentle paw.
And basically, they will ask you for a first draft around March to May of your junior year, or they could even ask for it to write your EE over summer if you haven't started, or they know you haven't started, and turn in your first draft September of your senior year. The last tip we are going to give you is about research and sources. Okay, so basically for any subject, you want primary sources or reliable sources. So like books, scholarly articles. Do not just search on Google.
If you're the kind of person who goes on Wikipedia, try not to do that. But if you do that, scroll to the very bottom where it says references, and there's references to scholarly articles, and you're like, bang! Bing, bang, boom! Examiners are just gonna read the abstract, the conclusion, your intro,
And your bibliography.
Okay, use websites that will help you do your bibliography. EasyBib, Biblio, and other websites that you can find.
The format in which I have to write my EEs, you probably want to ask your advisor, once you figure out who they are, what like structure they want your EE to be written in.
I needed to do a better job of, and that you should take into account and consider, is formulating your research question. So we talked about this earlier, but something that I did and I made a mistake doing was my question was good and it was solid and it was a good EE question, but it turns out as I was writing it, about 2,000 words in, I realized no way I could condense all of the information that was needed for my question into 4,000 words. So I talked to my advisor and I made the question even more precise and in a way where I could actually cover it realistically in 4,000 words. So that's something to remember when you start writing is, okay, can I realistically write this in 4,000 words? And I know initially before you start, 4,000 words seems like a lot, but once you're actually really into the information, it really isn't that much.